vulnerability is a sign of toughness.
I
Yeah,
benched
yeah.
myself before the coach even said anything. So
Freshman years is hard. I thought I was prepared. I know how to do my own laundry. I'm mature for my age.
mhm.
I know how to cook a little bit. Those things, just practical life skills. But nobody really talked about how just hard it is. I guess what my 3 words I would say is protect your peace.
Yo, what's going on, man? This is the BeBall Jones podcast. I am simply a basketball trainer with a basketball podcast. My goal is to present the game to you from a different angle, educate you with a unique perspective, and also change your mindset along the way. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the BeBall Jones podcast. And you know what, guys? It's something special when you have a hooper in the building, and I have one right here. You feel me? Like, she ain't just like somebody who kind of touches a basketball and thinks they're good. Like, I don't know if y'all can see it, but I see like the shirt on her chest. It's just like she didn't go to the store and buy that. She earned it. It's like she earned that shirt because they don't just hand those out to anybody. You feel me? So, I got a real hooper in the building. I want you guys to get to know and meet Miss Masyn. How you doing?
I'm doing good. B-Ball Jones, thanks for having me. Actually, this shirt, y'all can get some merch. I was just telling him, y'all can actually get Samford women's basketball gear now. Hit me up on IG at Mason Marchbanks and get some merch. Deadline's next Friday, so
Well, I don't know when this is dropping, so I don't know. We'll figure
that's
something
tough.
out.
That's
But
tough. Okay.
yeah. No, I got you. I'm gonna figure out something we can do with this. So yeah. Hopefully y'all can do like some more stuff, and so people can get when this episode drops. But we'll figure something out. I got hookups like that. Not really, but
Yeah.
hopefully we can.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All right. I think the two of us combined, we make a good team. We can make something happen for sure.
we right here. So listeners, we got y'all back. You feel me? We ain't just out here leaving y'all out here naked like that. We got you back. We're looking out for you. So
Okay.
we're trying. But tell the people what you got going on, man. Of course, you at Samford hooping, but tell us about what you've been dealing with up to this point in your career, man. You're at Samford, so tell us about that.
Yeah. So a little bit about myself. I've been hooping since I was 5 years old. I love the game. It's the only sport I've ever played. Almost played softball when I was like 8 years old. Mom actually bought me a bat, a glove, all the equipment for softball. Come sign up day, I was like, you know what, Mom? I can't do it. I just want to play basketball. So I've stuck with it for I'm 19 now. 14 years I've been playing basketball. Yep, only sport I played. I graduated from Hartselle High School in Hartselle, Alabama in 2022 and landed here at Samford. I committed here my junior year of high school. So my first season last year as a freshman went well. Came with some challenges, but I tackled it head on, embraced it, and now I'm going into my sophomore year, or just started my sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
Finance major, so I got a little bit of brain. I'm not just all hoops. I got a little brain in here, but I'm just loving this opportunity to play at this level and be around some amazing people also at Samford. So it's a lot of fun.
So talk to me about last year. You said you had some challenges. Like, what were some of the things that you kind of had going up against you?
Yeah, so freshman years is hard. I thought I was prepared. I know how to do my own laundry. I'm mature for my age.
Mhm.
I know how to cook a little bit. Those things, just practical life skills. But nobody really talked about how just hard it is. I thought I was prepared, like I said, but you get into the groove of things and you learn how to manage your time and being just a student athlete in general at this level, it's hard, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it came with just you have a bad practice, and then it's like I made a bad quiz grade, and it's like you're in practice thinking about the quiz you just took, and while also trying to compete and be a good teammate and earn your minutes for the upcoming games and stuff. So it was a lot, and just you didn't really know. I didn't really know what to expect, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I embraced it. Just got through it. Kept my head down. I tell you what, man. I showed up every day. I was like, all right, just get through this day. Just show up, get through the day,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, nearing the end of the year, I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I was like, all right, you know, I did it. So
Yeah.
it gave me the confidence, like I can do hard things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it was harder than I thought it was going to be, but I ended up doing a lot better than I thought I was going to do. I made Dean's List my first semester here at Samford, which was really surprising. I was like, okay, um, just being at such a prestigious university. And then I ended up starting on the basketball team halfway through the year while overcoming an ankle injury that I had a week before the season opener. So that was just like, all right. So I had to like, I think it was just God's way of saying, all right, take a step back. You know, I think he knew I was getting a little overwhelmed, which he knows everything. So I don't blame him for
Yeah.
for letting me get my ankle hurt. It was a blessing actually. So I got to just sit on the sidelines and see it from a new lens and just kind of take a deep breath. It slowed me down a little bit because I was going like, no, he did nothing. To tell you what. Excuse me. Excuse me. Anyway, not needed nothing. And so that was just one of the challenges was the ankle injury, and then there's academics, but it turned around and came out the other side, and now I'm like, all right, year two, I'm fired up, man, and we got freshmen coming in, and I'm like, okay, like, you know, they show up all happy. I'm like, okay, you guys, like, let me know if you need
Yeah.
anything, because I'm telling you, like, when it hits you, it knocks you down on your butt, man, and it's tough, but I was just blessed to have such a great circle around me, coaches, teammates, everybody was checking on me, and uh, at first I was like, all right, guys, leave me alone, like I'm fine, but really it was like, all
Mm-hmm.
right, yeah, you're right, I do kind of need to lean on you a little bit right now, and it's harder than I thought it was going to be, but like I said, I really did a lot better than I thought I would, and it's great, man. I'm living my best life. What can I say? I'm just happy to be here and happy to just be around these people. It's great.
Mm-hmm. So, what's some advice that you got that you feel like before you got in, you were like, it ain't that deep, man. Like, come on, bro. And then you got in, you were like, I see what you're talking about now. And was
Right.
something that you wish they would have told you before. Like you said, nobody told you it was hard. But like besides that, what do you think that you wish they would have told you that kind of would have prepared you better?
Yeah. I don't know what you can say. Like, I wish I could tell you, like, all right, these are the steps, but there's really no
Mm-hmm.
like science to it. It's just an adjustment. Like, you know, you're leaving your community. Like, I loved Hartselle High School, where I graduated from. I loved the community. I, was just so comfortable, right? We talk about being in a state of comfort and like being in your element, all those things. And then you're getting
Mm-hmm.
like taken out of that into a new spot. Luckily, I'm only an hour away from my home, but far enough away to where it's like, okay, you kind of have to start over. Nobody knows who I am.
Yeah.
So you're starting over. You're living in this small dorm with someone you haven't met before, which I was with a teammate at the time, but still we didn't really know each other. Um, Small dorm, you don't have really a place to yourself. You're with people all the time, and it's just physically draining. You're at practice, 10 hours a week, um, studying the scout if you're in season for the upcoming game. And so there's really no science. I mean, it's just an
Mm-hmm.
adjustment. I don't know what I would have wanted somebody to tell me, really. Be ready. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know. I would say, I guess what my three words I would say is protect your peace. I think that's what I've learned
Mm-hmm.
as I've matured, and it's protect your peace. I think, you know, every day it's a choice. Like, okay, what are the things I can control? What can I control? I can control my effort, my attitude. That's about it. When you think about it, effort, attitude, I guess reaction, but that kind of falls in attitude category.
Yeah.
So as I've matured, I've learned that. But when I came in as a freshman, I was just thinking that like I can control everything. Like, okay, if I want to do this, then it's hard. I see myself as a little bit of a perfectionist, I guess. So
Mm-hmm.
when I would when I didn't know what to expect in practice, or like I didn't know this drill that we've done, I didn't know the plays, I didn't know what we were going to do in the classroom, I didn't know the material, and so it's like, okay, I can give myself grace though. That's another thing, I guess. Give yourself grace. You're going to mess up. You're going to fall on your face, and it's going to hurt. It's going to suck, especially if you're a perfectionist like me. And you'll be like, man, why can't I just do it? Why can't I just get it right? Like, I just want to get it right.
Yeah.
Freshman year is full of wrong. You're going to be wrong 99.9% of the time. And if you think you're right, you're wrong because you're just wrong. So you just got to be okay with it and be vulnerable. Let people in. I think I had my walls built up at first because I was trying to act all tough, like this, I mean, I'm tough physically, not to pop out the guns or
Hey.
anything, but it was just mentally trying to toughen that muscle in there and be like, okay, vulnerability is a sign of toughness. I don't know if do you know Brene Brown talking
I've
about
heard of them.
vulnerability and courage? Anyway,
Yeah.
if you haven't watched any of her videos or anything, you need to go check her out. She's really awesome. And basically she just talks about like how vulnerability has been seen as a sign of weakness when really it takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable and actually let people in and, be open about what you're feeling, what you're going through, like, and so yeah, I think that was the main thing. What I say, protect your peace and
Mm-hmm.
um, be open, be vulnerable. So I think that might be some advice I would share for sure to an incoming freshman. They may not believe you. They might say you're full of crap, but oh, we'll see. But anyway, it was really, really cool experience and it's just something you got to go through. But I
Explain that
loved
though.
it. I can look back and say I loved it though.
Explain how vulnerability is a strength and not a weakness. And how did that show up for you?
Okay, so for example, when people would they'd be like, "So how are you doing? Like, are you okay?" Because I'm always so bubbly and so just like the life of the party, And as I started going back in my shell and like kind of like regressing, my teammates and my coaches took notice of that and said they would check on me. And I was like, "Hey, how are you doing? Like, are you okay?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And like, boom, tears. So I was like, "Oh,
Mm.
that's weird. Like, why am I crying?" But it was really just because I had so much built up inside, and I just tried to just set it aside and put it on the bookshelf per se. I just was
Mm.
stacking everything up on my bookshelf. And after so long, if you just keep stacking so many things on your bookshelf, it's gonna come tumbling down. And I had a lot of those moments last year where it was like, okay, just the realization of, all right, I gotta vent somehow, whether it's to someone who's asking me if I'm okay. Because if they're asking, I mean, they're gonna listen. Or if it's just writing it out, getting all my feelings and thoughts out on a sheet of paper. However you're getting it out, you just need to get it out and be vulnerable with people you trust, not just with anybody, right? Because some people
Mm-hmm.
they haven't earned the right to hear your story. But I had that sense of trust and relationship with my teammates and coaches to where I was like, okay, these are people that genuinely care about me, care about my well-being, not just as a player, but as a person. And
Mm-hmm.
so that was just me being like, okay, this is a safe place to share
Yeah.
my feelings and, my things that are overwhelming me and stuff like that. And so that took a lot of strength when you think about, okay, weakness is like staying in your comfort zone, right? That's like,
Mm-hmm.
that's where you're like, okay, I can hang over here, and be comfortable. But really you're not. Everything's eating you up inside. When you have to
Yeah.
choose to get that strength to step outside of that comfort and put yourself in an uncomfortable situation where you're like, okay, I'm going to share and just let it out. I think that ultimately takes a lot of strength. And, so that's where I had to get to, and mature to last year was like, okay, being mature enough and strong enough to share and just get it out however you need. So it was really cool.
So was being vulnerable and accepting help like the biggest challenge you overcame last year?
Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. Because even basketball wise, like I had the physical ability to play basketball, but everything was also mental for me. Off the court, on the court, it was just a mental game. Yeah, being vulnerable. On the court, I would say my biggest challenge was just like moving past my mistakes. When you think of a player that has so much potential, and then it's like, yeah, but they just get caught up on their mistakes. Like they make a mistake and it takes them like 2, 3, 4, 5 possessions or the rest of the game to overcome that one simple mistake when they could have been boom over it and on to the next. So I think that was both. It was just mental game across the board, on and off the court. I'd say 100%.
Yeah, that's when I'm training my players, I kind of I have times where I'll make them uncomfortable and I'll make them make mistakes without them kind of knowing it. But it's more for the mental challenge of like get over it. You feel me? So and I'll give them things of like either physically you have to get over it. So like say we're doing a shooting drill and you're missing. I'm not going to give you time to think about that last shot because I'm going to just like rapid fire the next pass off to you. Like you don't have time to function through the mistakes you're making, which is kind of good and bad, but you have to get like the mental challenge of like in a game, you get like you're a PG, so you come down and you get ripped. You ain't got time to be in your feelings, like get back on defense.
Yeah.
Like get out your feelings. Don't even have feelings at that point. It's just reaction of like respond and move to the next play. So in that instance, I'm kind of training for that to an extent of like, forget the mistakes you just made, like make the corrections on the fly and go. And I keep you out of your brain enough to where you don't have the emotions tied to it. You just have to be and do. And so like, I know that's a big challenge for a lot of players, especially for certain players, like they'll beat themselves up. And I notice it, I have conversations like things for them to think about. And it's like, when I notice I'll just say something, it's like, hey, get out your head. I'll give a little cue of something, a word to think about. And it's like, get out your head. And so I think that's probably like players put themselves in the. I'll get to that when I was hooping too. Like, man, like I make a mistake. You don't say nothing to me because I'm already down on myself. Like that's how bad it was for me. I benched myself before the coach even said anything. So
I'm the same way, man. Like I said, I'm such a perfectionist to where if I make a mistake, like I'm already beating myself up 10 times before anybody else says something to me. So most people know that. Mason knows. So, but anyway, off of just the mental side of the game, we're actually doing a mental training series with the team right now this year, which I'm super excited about. I love it. I'm passionate about it, and it's really cool. And mental toughness is a journey. Like it's a journey. I was listening to this podcast by Simon Sinek. He was on with someone. They were talking about mental health, but really to use the term mental fitness, because when you think about someone working on their physical fitness, right, you think of like the process that it takes. When we think of mental health, it's kind of deemed as like it's going to be an overnight fix, right? But when we put the term fitness beside mental fitness, then it gives us like the realization of, oh, okay, this is actually a journey. And that's what I had to realize last year too, was like, okay, it's actually a journey. It's not just going to be like, I have a talk with somebody, it goes great. All my feelings are on the table. They're giving me advice like, oh, magical, no. It was a process, and I had to choose daily to win, my mindset for the day. So that was really cool. But anyway, back to the mental training series we're doing this season. I'm super excited about. We're doing it with a sports performance coach Dr. Tiffany Jones. She works with all different types of athletes in all different sports, all the way from elite, like pro level, to high school, college, whatever, and really helping athletes go from good to elite. Because I think to get in between, you have people that are mentally tough and people that are mentally tough up here with the elite athletes and mentally weak down here with the good mediocre athletes. That's what sets them apart. And that I have found is my biggest weakness right now on the court was not being able to recover from mistakes. How fast is your recovery time? And she talks about different zones to be in. There's a green zone, a blue zone, a red zone. And you really want to be in the blue zone if you're in practice in a game. Blue zone is when you're present focused, you're in the moment, you're prepared, you're confident, all those good feelings come when you're in your groove. In the zone. You're in the zone. In the blue zone is where you want to be. So just having the team be able to take her advice and apply it, actually like applying it on the court and being like, okay, if I'm in the red zone, you notice it up here, right? But then you feel it in your tenseness, in your muscles, like, okay, how can I snap out of it? So take a breath to relax yourself. It's like finding those little tricks to get back in your zone. Because it's really tough. Not she's not saying you're not going to go to that, because it's going to happen. With sports, you're going to make a mistake. If you're not making a mistake, you're not really taking any risk, and that's just, there's no fun in that, right? So she's not saying you're not going to go to that, but how fast is your recovery time from like red zone, blue zone, green zone? How fast can you go from to get back into that? So that's really the difference when you see like these elite athletes. You see them doing little routines. They've figured it out because they've been on this journey of like journaling their thoughts and reflections after practices, after games, and really getting it out on paper and then applying it in their lives. So it's really cool to see.
So what was the if you could go back to before you got into the situation right now, like before you were a freshman, you were coming up, what is the biggest change that you've seen within yourself mentally? Is it the awareness and the self-grade that you're giving yourself?
Yeah, it's just the self-awareness. Like, I'm able to tell, like, off the court, if I'm stressed out, if I'm overwhelmed, if I need to like kind of just compartmentalize things and not like have it all
Mhm.
scattered together in my brain. It's the maturity level of being able to realize, okay, hey, I need to take a step back, or I need to do this differently, or you know. And then on the court, it's just being able to realize, like, okay, I need to get over that mistake. Like, that's,
Mhm.
we don't need to just carry that on with us. Get over it. Don't be a baby about it. Come on, like, you know, um, and really just, I've never, which is so funny because I've never seen myself as a selfish player at
Mhm.
all. Like, you go back and watch, like, I'm assisting or whatever. I'm always high fiving, chopping it up with my teammates, cutting up, celebrating. Like, I'm that girl, 100%. But
Mhm.
was and I'm working on not being a type to getting so caught up in my own mistakes that I like take myself out of the whole picture. Like, because I've struggled with that, of like just closing myself off to everybody, because I'm like, okay, I just kind of freeze. Like, I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm done. Like, I don't need to touch the ball. I'm not gonna high five anymore, whatever. But it's really taking that maturity level from really noticing it last year, and like building that relationship with coaches to where they're like, hey, Mace, I noticed you were kind of, not involved as much or whatever. And so I'm like, okay, self-awareness, boom. This year I'm able to realize, okay, I'm like, all right, you're not gonna get me, devil. No, I'm just kidding, but you're not gonna get me, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna high five my teammates. I'm gonna celebrate with them. I'm gonna cheer them on. I'm gonna keep doing my thing, even though I just made that mistake. So kind of going back off of what I said before, that recovery level, how fast can I get out of that just kind of funk, and get back to myself. So yeah, I'd say those two.
Yeah, that's something I've been realizing recently about leadership and about the the greater players. There's good
Right.
players, but then there's the great players, and it's like it's not about the mistakes or even how many mistakes they make. It's how you handle it moving forward.
Mhm.
So when you make that mistake, do you recover well, and how quickly can you recover? Like those two things are a reflection of great leadership, because when the ship goes left or somebody goes crazy and it's like, man, why you wilding? Like, okay, something's gonna go bad, but it's about how you
Right.
respond to it is how you separate yourself. So
Yeah.
it's not the fact that you miss shots, because 1 through 15 is gonna miss shots. It don't matter if you the best player in the nation, you number one ranked, or you best player in the conference, whatever, you're gonna miss shots.
Mhm.
It don't matter if you're
Right.
behind the bench, you missing everything in practice. It doesn't matter. Everybody's missing shots. The
Right.
reason why they're number one is because they respond better than you do. They know how to get back
Mhm.
into it. And that's what I've realized too, like on and off the court, like in life, like things are going to go left, but okay, how quickly can you get to problem solving and making the right decisions versus just kind of pouting or just being in your feelings? And um, I thought it was interesting that you said how you never been selfish, but like when you internalize your problems, you're making it selfish because you're making that about you. And by
Yes,
you removing
100%.
yourself as a part of that piece of the puzzle, you're removing something that's needed. Like you said, your energy that you brought of high fiving, whatever, they need that. And that is you being
Right.
selfish by like, oh man, I'm not playing well, so I'm just gonna be over here in the corner or over here on the bench and not be
Right.
involved. And it's like, I
Mhm.
don't get mad at players, but it's like they don't have that viewpoint of, okay, I'm being selfish right now because I'm making it about
Right.
me versus
Mhm.
about the team. And how did you get to that point where you started to realize that of like, oh, I'm being selfish? Because I think this might be my first time hearing that.
Yeah. Um, well, I mean, I've always been a natural leader. I've just been blessed with that personality and just that passion of like wanting to lead, caring about others, just very empathetic. Um, and so when I got to college, it was a goal of mine, and I've talked to coach and stuff, and she was
Mhm.
like, you're just a natural leader. You're going to be a natural leader for this team. And even freshman year, she was like, it doesn't matter what class you are, a freshman, sophomore, junior, whatever. If you can lead, you can lead. So that was just a real eye opener to me because I was like, came in, I was like, oh, I'm just like a little freshman. Um, but I still carried some weight. So that was just like the realization of taking that leadership from not only like my physical play, but just how I interact with others. Um, and so I realized like, okay, if I'm going to be a leader that's about we, then I
Mhm.
can't just take the take selfish time and think about my own mistakes. I have to take that time to then focus on others, and then that gets me out of my own head. Because when you make that decision to be like, okay, I made a mistake, that's cool.
Mhm.
How can I still contribute? How can I still add to the solution? How can I still
Yeah.
um, produce? So that was a big realization to me, and you make a mistake, but if you are pouting or not adding, then you're taking away. If you're not adding, you're taking
Mhm.
away. That's just how it's going to go. So I definitely wanted to
Mhm.
be someone that was consistent. Like whether I'm playing good or bad, you're going to get the same Mason regardless. And I wanted to
Yeah.
be that consistent leader, just consistent. That's someone that my teammates could count on 100%, no matter when, no matter what, I'm there on the court, off the court. And I really feel like, I mean, they know that. But it took time for me last year to realize that, okay, that's a big part of it because, um,
Mhm.
I've been on teams where it was like the best player would make, well, leaders aren't always the best players, but
Yeah.
if the leader is the best player and, she's not playing well or she makes a mistake, and then she gets in her own head and then she's lashing out on other teammates and stuff, then it's kind of like, all right, oh, like I don't really want to be around her. So
Mhm.
it was just that also realizing that, seeing that firsthand, and then being like, okay, well, I definitely don't want to be like that. So it was like, all right,
Mhm.
how can I turn that around and be like the leader that I want to be? Um, so that's what it looks like for me, just being consistent and building those relationships and them knowing that no matter how I perform, no matter what I'm producing physically out in the game, they're always still going to get the same Masyn that's relationship based and, cheering them on, celebrating.
You get pretty frustrated, don't you? You get so angry sometimes with the fact that this big goal that you're going after, you're so far away from it sometimes. Like you're in the 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th grade, and you're just like, man, I can't wait to play college basketball. I can't wait to be able to play overseas. I can't wait to make it to the NBA or WNBA. And it gets frustrated sometimes to not be there yet. I got you, completely understand. That means we have to practice more patience. We have to find peace in the middle where we are right now. Zoom in very detailed and figure out how can we get 1% better. How can we make progress right now where we at? All right. So take this marathon journey that we're on and zoom down to make it a daily sprint to go wherever you're going after. But while you're sprinting every day, copy you a t-shirt, get you one of these shirts as a reminder that progress is the only goal.
I've been rethinking leadership. Because we're all kind of programmed, like, we're initially thinking that the best player is the leader. Like, that's kind of how, especially in youth, you're groomed to be like, we're the best players, so you got to be the leader of the team.
Right.
And then you get to a point, I think usually starts around high school sometimes, but really probably college ball, you start to really notice that maybe the best player is not always going to be that leader. But there is a level of leadership that the best player will always have. I think we get too caught up in leadership being like the one focal point, but I think there's always like two different types. So you look at LeBron, he's the lead. He's going to be the leader, hands down. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. But you look at the Warriors, Steph Curry is a leader, but he might not be the vocal leader.
Right.
So there's leading by actions, leading by words. Steph is going to show you all day he's the leader. Like he's the man. Like he might not say nothing, but you see the effort he's giving. And it's like, all right, let me step it up because Steph is out here busting his butt. I can't be slipping. Like if the top is going this direction, I have to follow that direction. But now when Draymond come behind him and chew you out, hey man, you see Steph busting his butt, da 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 da. Now that's the dual side of leadership. So LeBron's gonna do both. He's gonna show you with his actions and be like, man, I'm out here dropping 50. Like, what y'all doing, man? He has the right to say that too because he's showing you and he's talking that talk. So I think a lot of times we've been kind of duped on like what leadership is. Like introverts are given a bad rep of being bad leaders because we don't say much. I'm an introvert, just I'm gonna defend introverts. But we get a bad rep of being leaders because it's like we don't say as much and we don't speak as often. But like you see what we're doing here, like you don't notice like the eye test of what's going on here values just as much as the vocal part. And I think the more we can adapt understanding both sides of that, I think the sooner we can like give players a better comfort to play in, to be themselves and not feel like I have to be the vocal person because that's what you view a leader as being. And I think the sooner we can get that, the sooner you got a lot of players being like, oof, all right, I can be me. So
I celebrate that 100%. Just being able to bring your full authentic self to the table and not have to compromise or add something that really isn't you. And like you were saying, you have the vocal leader and then you have the leader that leads by actions. And I like to see myself as a happy medium between those two. Like I'm not the type, I'm not gonna hop on her tail unless we have that relationship. And right now, since we're just starting school back and the team's just joining together again, really forming those relationships and building those relationships, building that trust between my teammates is so important to me because I want to be someone that they can count on, but also someone that they can count on to keep it real with them too. If it's like, all right, man, like I need you to pick it up. Like you're not carrying your weight right now. But not coming from a place of like trying to be mean or trying to be a butt, but just like keeping it real with them. And so coming from that place of love, like it's like, dude, like I really love you, but I need you to pick it up, but also actions, like going hard in practice, like when it sucks, like it's a drill that sucks, like we're not really doing that well in it, but it's just like, you're going to see me going hard and you're going to see me giving 100% regardless, no matter what day, no matter how hard life is off the court right now, I'm going to be there, showing up and giving it my best. So we have those different kinds of leaders now on the team, and it's as we've gone through this mental training,
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that there is it's really opened my eyes to be like, okay, like we have the more dominant leader that's like just like wants to win, like gonna be vocal, gonna like yell at you, not because she's being mean, but that's just how she is, and she's just like
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
and then there's someone like me that's like, hey, like, all right, how are we doing today? Like, let's go. I'm more of like the I don't know what you call it, but I'm just happy to be there, and I'm
Yeah.
picking people up, like I'm really empathetic, so I can feel I can just feel the energy. If something's off with the energy, I'm just like, okay, like they're not feeling too well, so I'm just so I'm normally going behind the more dominant, like, all right, you're good, like you got it, let's go, instead of like,
Mm-hmm.
come on, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I 100% agree with that, and I'm thankful that the coaches here just recognize that and realize that, hey, like, everybody leads differently, and
Mm-hmm.
there's room open to be like whatever type of leader you are, and
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. So I think that's really cool, and I've just learned that there are, like you were saying, different type of leaders, and I think that's something big that people need to realize, because people respond differently too. Like,
Yeah.
some people might not respond to the dominant leader, but others might respond to the more empathetic um, person. So yeah, I think that's really cool.
Yeah. I talking to somebody before, and it's kind of like the mama and daddy thought. Like,
Yeah,
daddy's like, I know you have feelings. I don't care nothing about them though, because this task needs to get
right.
done. I told you clean your room, so clean your room. It's like,
Yeah,
how you get it done? I don't care, bro. Like, you want to cry while you do it, cool, but clean your room. And like, when it comes to the court, hey, we need to win this game. Like, we need to make these shots. We need to do this. We need to do that. And it's driving. And it's like demanding. Like, let's get it done. Let's go. Let's go.
hmm
And you got the mama on the team. It's like, look, I know she cussing you out and everything, you feel me? But like, it's okay. Like, she just take what she says, but forget about how she says it. It's okay. Like, come here, you need a hug. I got you, baby. Like, it's
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
But you get to a place where you have that going together for you. Now you have both sides of like, okay, you got daddy keeping everybody accountable, kicking everybody butts, but then you got mom coming behind and it's like the folks who can't take how daddy fusses and everything and demanding and everything, she comes behind. It's like showing the love and it's the more, like you said, empathetic and cares about the team's feelings and emotions.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think that's a good blend that a lot of teams have. Like Kobe was, of course, the dad on the team, kicking everybody butt, like we
Right.
demanding greatness. But then you had like
Yeah.
Derek Fisher come behind and be like, I know, man. It's Kobe, bro. Like, what we gonna do? Like, come on, man. Like,
We're gonna set the Kobe, man. Yeah,
I'm sorry, bro. Like, no, I know, man.
yeah, yeah.
So you're like the mom on the team.
I'm like mom. I'm like Mama Bear. I had a teammate hit me up asking if someone could take her to the grocery store. So I'm probably about to go take her to the grocery store after this. It just she don't have her car, so take her to the grocery store and get her some groceries. So yeah, I take care of my own. So
All right, Mama Mace. I see that.
yeah, for sure, that's me, 100%.
Oh man, that's funny though. But I think it's dope how you're kind of gaining a lot of self awareness through this process, and I think when you become more aware of yourself, you become more aware of other people around you too, and
hmm
that helps you understand how to treat them better because you understand yourself. You know what I mean? So
Right.
how has that translated to you, like being a better leader and acting, like how you act and behave with teammates?
Yeah. So kind of what I was saying earlier with like the freshmen coming in, and uh, them really not knowing kind of what this year is going to hold for them, personally on their journeys and stuff. But just knowing I've already been through it and been through it. So just knowing like how it's going to be, and how hard it can be, and just really being that someone that they can talk to, and just being there. I mean, you don't really have to do much, but just let them know that, hey, like, I'm there. You need to go to the grocery store. All right, I'll take you. It's just
Yeah.
showing up, being there, and me being a sophomore now and realizing, okay, being out the other end, it's just knowing how tough it is, and really just giving them grace along with giving myself grace, because it's like, okay, they're gonna show up some days and like not really feeling it, and probably
Mm-hmm.
questioning if they should even be playing college basketball. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's just how it is some days. But understanding that, giving them, the celebration, the tools that they need to continue on, and know that, like, they're meant to be here. They're
Mm-hmm.
qualified. They have all the certifications, whatever. The purpose is to be here, and it wasn't an accident. So yeah, I think just being able to give people grace. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody has bad days and freshman year stuff. So I'd say just being there, being
Did you have a moment like that last year where you were like, I don't know if I'm built to be at this level, man? Like, did you have a game that humbled you and you were like, oh no, coach, mama, uh,
there.
how
Oh my
soon can
goodness.
we get me up
Woo.
out of here?
Did I? Well, uh, man, it didn't even take freshman year of college for me to have those moments. I'm telling you, dude, I am probably the most. I'm saying this is probably the third time I've said this. I'm a perfectionist now. Like, I hate messing up. I hate not doing well. Like, I
Hmm.
had those moments, and it wasn't just freshman year. I'm telling you, I think it was probably my, like, junior year of high school. After an All-Star game, I was playing in the All-Star game, and then I was questioning if I should go play Division One basketball. So anyway, yes, I've had those moments. I've had those moments over and over and over and over and over again. I'm probably gonna have those moments again, because that's just the type of person I am. But I
Hmm.
am on this sports performance journey, so maybe that will help. But yes, I definitely had those moments.
So when you got in this season though, like, did you have a game where you were like, you just don't know? Like, did you have a game where you thought, okay, I'm kind of feeling myself, I'm in my groove, I'm doing my thing. Next thing you got punched in the mouth, and it was like, let me sit back down for a minute because I ain't feeling this.
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember what game it was specifically. I know we were already in conference play, so it was January,
You deep in the
February.
season.
Um, do what?
I was saying you was kind of deep in the season at that point. Then.
Yeah, really, really late in the season. Like I said, I really started. I missed like the whole month of November because of my ankle injury. Um,
Hmm.
so my first month playing was December. So by January, February, I was feeling good, whatever. And I was like, freshman year it was still hard, and stuff. You had
Hmm.
the norm, but I just really started realizing, like, it was one game we had lost. It was at home too. It was tough. Um, and I had messed up. I'd done something right at the beginning of the game. I wasn't playing good that game. It was tough.
Hmm.
And I was just in my head, like, the whole game. I was just in my head. And I got subbed out, and I was just, like, not feeling it. Like, when I tell you, I just froze completely. That's normally my, like, coping mechanism, is just freezing. Like, just not really trying to stick out at all. Like, just trying to blend in. I'm just there, like, just there, thinking about what I'm going to eat later on. Like, total green
Hmm.
zone. When I said green zone, that's like when you're just in la la land. You're not in the moment, and I wasn't even thinking about the game. Just, I realized, I was like, ugh, I was just so frustrated, and, like, wasn't
Hmm.
sure if I wanted to do it anymore. But that was just crazy talk. Like, I can't imagine not playing basketball. Like, I love it, man, and it's just so much fun. Just like the thrill and the adrenaline rush of a game day and the prep leading up
Yeah.
to it. Like, it's really cool. But yeah, dude, 100%. I've had. If there is a player that can look you dead in your face and tell you that they haven't had those moments, they're pulling your leg, man. 100%. 100%. I'm telling you, they're pulling your leg. or they're just way better than I was. But I can sit here and say, honest to God, I've had those moments more times than I can count, for sure.
So did you have the opposite moment where you had a game and you were like, "This is why they brought me here"? Like,
Oh,
I'm that one.
yeah. Oh man, yes. What was it? I remember specifically. It was at Chattanooga, UTC.
Mhm.
I think it was our first conference game in January, early January. First conference game. It was I hadn't started any games in the
Mhm.
season yet, but I did get a lot of minutes during that game, and played a lot. Was doing well too. I had studied the scout a lot, so I got a few steals and stuff. I knew what the opposing team's players were gonna do and stuff. It was fun. But I ended up making like the game-winning shot
Mhm.
to help us win the game. So I was like, maybe I'm pretty good, like, all right, maybe I should be here. This is kind of fun. Uh, it was just a fun game, and not only like just because I made the game-winning shot, but it was like I'm jiving, man. Like I'm in my zone.
Yeah.
Like I was grooving, just like loving it. That was just like, so it's really moments like that, and just moments when you realize, like, all right, like this is where I'm supposed to be. Um,
Mhm.
what's funny is we had this tradition of always getting ice cream after a road win. So since we were on the road and we won, that equals ice cream. So we
Mhm.
stopped in downtown Chattanooga, got some ice cream, and man, I'm telling you, I went all out. Cone, double sprinkles, double scoop, whatever. I was doing it up, man. And one of my coaches, Coach Matt, he's really funny. We kind of pick on each other a little bit, and he said, you make one shot and you're like, celebrating. I'm like, man, get out of my face. Like, he couldn't tell me anything because I was feeling myself, dude. I was on cloud
Yeah.
nine, man. It was so cool because I had been waiting on that win, like you worked so hard and like,
Mhm.
oh, and what's funny is it came when I least expected it, and there's a quote
Mhm.
from Duke women's basketball coach Kara Lawson, and she says, "Preparation doesn't guarantee results, but it does guarantee growth." And
Mhm.
so that's something that I've leaned into. But it was just nice to see those results pay off because they don't always. But when they do, it's like, all right, I'm gonna get
Yeah.
the cone with the double scoop and the sprinkles because, man, this doesn't happen very often. Like I was loving it, dude. It was great. So yeah, I've definitely had those
Mhm.
moments, and the good moments outweigh the bad for sure. But the bad ones come. So that's just how it is. You put your big girl panties on and you go do it again the next day. That's just how it is. So
Mhm.
Yo, like, what are you doing right now? Like, for real? I know what the problem is. You done got too comfortable. Things done got cute. Because you think what you did last week was cool. You think you can kind of relax, take a vacation this week. You think because how many points you jumped your career, how you dropped a little 30 piece last week, you thinking this week is just, it's vacation time. It's time to relax and chill. It's not it, man. This new level means you have new challenges. So the work's not done yet. You're not able to just relax and just take a break. Because you have to outwork and outdo what you did yesterday. You have to work harder than you did before because the new level requires new things from you. So just as a reminder that when you get the next workout in, just keep as a reminder that progress is the only goal.
That's funny because I think a lot of players would have that same energy of like, I'm big dog on campus. You feel me? I had a little game winning. Nothing. It's slight. You feel me? Just how many flavors y'all got? Give me two of everything. Just
all
load it
right,
up. We
no,
good.
literally, like I'm going down getting the samples of like every flavor. I'm taking my time. Like nobody can tell me anything. It was great. It was great.
Oh man, but I'm glad you kind of said that. How do you balance the highs and the lows? Like, what do you do to find that middle ground for you? Because when you're on that high, it's easy to get a little cocky to an extent or get
Right.
comfortable in that zone. But then you get punched in the mouth and you do get humbled, you get brought back down, but you don't want to get too low to where you're, like we talked about before, just kind of being selfish and phasing yourself out. But how do you find that middle ground of life? not too high, not too low, but that little zone to be still impactful and still be in enough of that moment. How do you personally like stay in that zone?
Yeah. I mean, I wish if I had it all figured out, I'd be like writing books and stuff, but I've always heard this. I had a trainer when I was little, Janice Slater. She'd always told me there's a thin line between cocky and confidence. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, man, it's thin because I've been walking it my whole life. I never ever want to be perceived as cocky. So that was always a struggle for me, and struggle with confidence, but also like not trying to be too cocky. So it was always like, okay, where's the balance? And I think with that, it's like, all right, when you do something good, I'm gonna pat myself on the back, because there's not too
Mm-hmm.
many people out here that are patting you on the back or wishing you well. So I'm gonna take the time to do that because I put in the work and I got those results. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
But also being able to realize like, okay, there's more work to be done. Like I did. I made the game winning shot at chat. That didn't mean that I was done. That like
Mm-hmm.
brought back my hunger for like, okay, yes, like I want more of this. I want more of these moments. So man, there's still so many goals that I haven't reached, and just wanting to be the best I can and just depositing a little bit into my piggy bank every single day, just showing up, doing the work, and when the results come, they come, and when they do, I'll go get some more ice cream. So it's great, man. And like I said, I take the time to celebrate, like we get the ice cream after the victory, and then we go back to the hotel and start preparing for the next game and watching film and preparing the scout for the next game. So that's how I approached it in life. It's just like, all right, good job, Mace. What's next? On to the next thing on the list. So that's how I approach it personally.
I like that. I've adapted
Yeah.
this philosophy in saying that progress is the only goal.
Yeah.
And it always feels weird to plug my own stuff, but I'm working on my marketing skills. I'm not the
Mm-hmm.
great of a marketer, but no, I had like I'm not wearing it now, so it looks bad. But it's podcast gear, so excuse me.
Okay,
But
I
no,
like
it's
that. I like that. Are you gonna send me a shirt? Do I get like a shirt because I'm on here? I don't know. We haven't talked about that, but I was just curious.
hit up my secretary and we'll figure something out.
All right. All right.
But nah, so yeah, progress is the only goal, right? So it's kind of goes along with you were saying of how you don't get too high, you don't get too low. Like you're really zoned in on making progress. So
Mm-hmm.
your goal is up here, right? And it gets kind of far fetched sometimes, and it seems so far away. Like your goals to win conference, your goals to make it to the championship, whatever. And it's like, bro, we're in preseason mode now. Like how
Right.
can I get there? Just keep
Mm-hmm.
making progress. Be better tomorrow than you were today. Be
Right.
better today than you were yesterday. And in this instance,
Mm-hmm.
like you can't get too high and get too low if you're constantly figuring out how to make progress. Like, okay, the game
Right.
winner, but how can I get it to where we don't have a game winner? We don't
Right.
even get to the situation. And then okay, I had this many turnovers. How to make the turnovers? And you keep like mental notes of like how you do these things. So that's kind of what got me through a lot of my situations, like more life and business and stuff. But just
Mm-hmm.
um, I know it can help hoopers too. To like that philosophy being in your brain of like, okay, progress is the only goal. I had a terrible game. Like it was terrible. Like that was pathetic. But progress is on the goal. I just hit a
Right.
game winner, got my ice cream, you feel me? But progress is on the goal.
Right.
So I think
Yeah.
that's a philosophy that I've kind of made, but adapted to my life and just know that'll help out people too. So just
Yeah.
somebody wants to use that, buy the shirt and then use it because that's how it works. You feel me? But
I feel that. Yeah. 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 I like that, man. I might start using that. There was this saying that kind of goes along with that my coach always tells me during our workouts, which is win the line, which he applies it to basketball in this certain drill that we do when
Mhm.
attacking the basket to shoot a layup, and he's guarding me on my hip, on my inside hip when I'm driving to the goal. And he says, win the line, because there's a line from my chest to the front of the rim, right? So I was like,
Mhm.
okay, and last year I was blessed with the opportunity to create my own merch, and I was like, I'm gonna make a shirt. What in the heck am I gonna put on the front of the shirt? Who's gonna buy the shirt, first of all? And what can I put on it? So I was thinking. And I'm always like a double meanings girl. Like I like things that like apply to something, but also apply to something else. So I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up putting win the line on there. WIN, the line. So theoretically that means like win the line on the court, right? Basketball wise. But in life, we're all on this journey, right? And there's this end goal that we want to get to, whether it's heaven or a raise or something, right?
Yeah.
We all want to get to there. And there's going to be oppositions that come along the way. But we have to choose every day to strive and make decisions that are going to keep us on that path and keep us striving towards that goal. Win the line. So I like that.
I'm feeling that. Hey. Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all got to get that shirt because I like that. That's
man. Yeah, I'll shoot you the link for sure.
Yeah, I think that's different because I think that's a very creative way to say that, and it's I see your faith based, so it's like you keep your eyes on the main goal. A lot of times we get too caught up on, like we're in America, so it's capitalism. We get too caught up in money and what their vision of success is. I'm not saying that's wrong. Like we can't, like I'm all about getting money. You feel me? Like, hey, there's a lot of bread out there. I'm trying to get me some of it. You feel me? Like my bank account is open. Matter of fact, if y'all would like to give me some money, we'll pass the collection plate around for you all, and we're glad to take donations and offerings.
Yeah, he's gonna drop his Cash App, Venmo down below.
PayPal, everything. Like let's figure something out. You feel me? Like we can definitely get some money going my way. But but nah, it's.
I'll drop mine too while I'm at it.
You feel me? Both of us up. You feel me? Like we both got clothing brands, we got shirts and stuff. Like just
yeah.
Order the product and just slide a little extra cash. You feel me? Like, it's all good.
I'll put some in the offering plate on Sunday. Facebook. Oh gosh.
You are silly, but but yeah, it's just like sometimes we get off track of what the real goal is, and at the end of the day, is getting that well done. It's like that's what the ultimate goal really is. Like all the other stuff that comes with it is cool, and it feels good, but like that casket only holds one thing, and it's you.
Right.
And so when you're there, all the money you had and all the fame you had and whatever your legacy was, that's cool. But like that line that you're chasing at the end, like right there, that last goal that we're really going after, that's what matters the most. So I think if that can be our focus of winning the line, that gives you a new perspective of like, that thing happened, but it ain't that bad because I'm still winning the line right there.
Right. Like, exactly, like man. You got it right here.
Yeah, we here. You feel me? Like we're here right now. We good.
Yeah,
like, we good.
Yeah. I'm saying like, and that really. I mean, once I kind of connected those dots, I was like, all right, not saying that there's not going to be distractions, because actually, like literally, when you're driving to the basket, the defense is all up on you, guarding you, and trying to knock you off your path, right? So same thing in life. There's going to be things that come and happen, but you can control your effort, your attitude, right? So how much does it mean to you? Is really the main question there.
Yeah, I like that, man. It's been good. Anything else you want to cover? Dang, we've been talking that long. That's wild. I did not know that.
I know.
Dang, it didn't feel like it. Anything else you want to talk about while we're here?
Shoot, man, I could talk about stuff like this forever, but
like we ain't even get basketball for real. Like that's the crazy part.
No, not really. I mean, we were deep. Whoever listens is gonna be like in their fields probably by the end of it, but they're gonna leave with some good nuggets. They better take notes. I'm saying. Hey, whenever
Yeah.
you post this, just tell them, get a notebook and paper, because Mason and BeBall Jones are coming with the heat. They're coming with it, for sure.
Nah, it's all you, man. You the one giving folks when the line and giving your experience of how you've overcome getting into your head. And, like, come on, man. It's all you. You the one killing
Hey, progress is the only goal.
it.
Progress is the only goal.
Oh man. I
We
like the
should collab
cosign
more
for sure.
often. We should collab. We should, like,
We'll figure something out. We're gonna have to make
all
that
right,
work because
all right.
we can do something.
No, but,
Oh man.
I mean, we didn't really talk about the upcoming season, but, I
Yeah,
mean,
let's talk
kind
about
of.
that.
Um, uh, so last year we had, after season, we had, 5 or 6 people transfer, so that kind of put a wrench in our team. But like I said, my
Mhm.
coaches were like all up in the transfer portal, just looking, and we got in some very talented players, and um, just they're a very good fit for this university, this program, and building our culture. Just something great, and I'm excited about it. We're not as big physically as we were last year,
Mhm.
um, but we're speedy, and I'm. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna get up and down, and not dunking. We're not dunking, unfortunately, but we will be having some fast breaks and some threes. Lighting it up. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah,
Mm. You had to bring that back, didn't you? Yeah,
I
that's
had
funny.
to, man. I'm stuck on it. You motivated me. I might go back and start jumping, seeing how high I can touch the rim.
Oh man. If y'all don't know, that's kind of an insider before we start recording. So I'm sorry, guys. Y'all got to be
Yeah,
here before we record so you can catch all the stuff because it's funny. But
yeah.
now, so did I hear that you guarantee that Samford's going to win conference? Is that what you said? Y'all going to like dominate and win conference?
We're coming back. We're redeeming. We're redeeming ourselves.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
putting in the work right
okay.
now, and
Mm.
we're growing. We're growing, and we're gonna see the results.
But are you like stamping it, guaranteeing like?
I don't like to do that. You know what? I'm not gonna fall into this trap because I don't talk trash.
I'm
Okay,
just asking a question. I'm
I
just
don't talk
asking a question.
trash. I let my play talk for itself. So
Mm,
how about you come to
mm,
the conference tournament in Asheville, North Carolina, and see for yourself whenever we play.
mm. Okay. Are you
Yeah,
guaranteeing that you're gonna get a lot more ice cream this season? Are you gonna guarantee that?
I'm guaranteeing that. I'll guarantee that.
Okay.
How about I
Okay.
guarantee this? We're going to get a ring, whether it's regular season conference, champions, or tournament, or both. We're going to get
Mm.
a ring. I need some bling, man. I didn't even win a state championship in high school, so I'm like, all right, SoCon, how about it? Let's give it a good run for a few years and come back home with some bling. So
Oh man. But I mean, like, what do you see for yourself after Samford? Have you thought that far
um
ahead yet?
well, yeah. Yes, I'm always thinking. I'm always thinking about how can I be better? What's the plan look like? I really just want to make an impact. Like, um, I want to leave a legacy. I have all these desires. Um, my passion right now is basketball and just kind of opportunities that arise that have
Mhm.
arose arose grammar. Grammar is hard. Anyway, opportunities that have come with basketball over the years, like podcast, meeting
Mhm.
you, B-Ball Jones, great. Um, I'm
Appreciate it.
passionate. I'm so passionate about basketball. I love basketball. I want to take it as far as I can. I would like to play pro overseas, because women make more money over there. Um, and that'd be a good opportunity just to travel. And I'm so thankful for this game. I've got to meet great people and see cool places, and that would just be really awesome if I had the opportunity to go play overseas. And like I
Mm.
said, I'm majoring in finance, so potentially after I go and play overseas for a few years, I come back and be a GA, hopefully at Samford. I love Coach Carly, so maybe I'll come back and be a GA here. Get my master's, and then maybe coach, maybe do something with finance. It's just kind of up in the air. But wherever I'm at, I'm definitely gonna add and make those around me better and just love on them. Just love. I'm just a big old lover. Like, I love physical touch too. I'm a hugger, so I'm giving you a virtual hug right now, BeBall Jones. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate that, Mama Mace.
Yeah.
The mom energy and love and empathy is felt all the way over here.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate that.
Good. Just out here spreading the love, spreading hugs, spreading love, and spreading some knowledge for y'all.
Any more knowledge you want to give the people? Anything else you want to say besides guaranteeing that y'all gonna win the ring?
Oh, now you calling me out. Okay.
I'm just asking. I'm here to ask questions. That's why we're here. I ask questions and you give me
I'm
answers.
saying
That's the
that
relationship
we're gonna win a ring, dude. I never said that. Oh wait, I did say that.
Okay, I asked. You did say you're gonna win a ring. I let you off the hook, and I didn't add a little extra to it this time. I was being nice.
We're gonna compete. That's for sure. We're not gonna let them off easy.
Okay.
But anything else? Just love your neighbor. There's too much hate out here, too much division. I'd say love each other and win the line. That's all I got.
You can tell your haters about your ring that you're gonna win, or multiple rings you're gonna win, and just be like, you should love me because I got a ring. So stop being a hater.
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Time out. How you talk about love then talk about punching folks? That's
sorry. That was very impulsive. That was very impulsive. I just thought about when you give somebody knuckles and they have a wedding ring on or something, and you're like, gosh, man, give me a high five or something next time. So the face punching was the first thing that came to mind. But I'm gonna be wearing my ring if we get a ring. When we get a ring this season, I'm gonna be wearing it everywhere, class. I'm just gonna have it on everywhere. So
I mean, you earned it. You feel me? So
in every picture, it's gonna be on.
Do your thing. You can post random pictures. Guys, I was thinking today.
A lot on my mind.
You gotta have a video. I don't know, guys. I kind of.
No, that's gonna be me. I'm envious.
Today.
I'm envious of those people that have rings and wear it all the time. I'm like, what a show off. No, but I'm definitely gonna be that person. What's up? Yeah, it's gonna be on there for sure.
Just make sure y'all get me an honorary ring. Just something slight. It ain't gotta be as big and flashy as y'all. Just give me something of being Samford honorary or something It's cool. Nothing major.
I'll get you a ring pop. What's your favorite flavor of ring pop?
I was gonna say that, but I just didn't want to do that to myself. But thanks for doing that for me. I appreciate that.
You can always count on me, BeBall Jones.
That doesn't sound very loving, but it's okay. It's all good. I'm just I'm gonna be the loving one, take it in stride and move on without it. So guys, I'll be ringless. Yeah, I'll make progress in spite of having a hater. Guys, I got breaking. I officially have my first hater. So you got to talk about some ring pop. So I have my first hater, guys. I appreciate this.
Your first known hater. But everybody's hating on the low. Low key. There's always haters.
Yeah, I don't realize it. Either I just don't realize it or they're just super low key. It's one of the two. So I have my first known hater. So I thank you for being my first known hater because all this time I'm just I don't have haters, but now I'm aware of my first one.
I'm always number one, so you count on that.
So she said Samford's going number one this year, guys. So count it, book it, have it recorded. She's gonna win all the rings. They're gonna win a regular season, conference, and a tournament. They're sweeping this year. So she guaranteed it. It's recorded, so you guys can play this back.
You know what? I'm gonna own it. Hashtag own it. I'm owning it. So we can recap this in 2024 and we'll replay this very moment right here.
Mm.
And stitch it with my ring.
That you're gonna punch people with, right?
Yes.
So guys, negate that whole loving part she said, because obviously she still has some violence within.
I meant everything I said.
All right, we'll see. Anything else besides violence and some type of haterism going on?
Nope, that's all I got.
You good?
Haters Nation.
Well, that's it, guys. Appreciate you all for watching and listening. We think you should do both. Like, you should like have the audio on and the YouTube playing at the same time, because that'll be unique. And then like show me that you're doing it, and then I'll like DM you back and say thank you. I appreciate that. You don't win anything because I don't have anything to give.
I don't think
Yeah,
that's
I
very
don't. But listen, like, that's all I have. You feel me? God, Jesus said He blessed the woman that gave 2 pennies because that's all she had. Versus everybody else just like striping off because they just gave. But if I give you all I have, that means a lot. See, I had to go that route to win this one because.
I was about to say, okay, so this man's Jesus. I didn't know I was talking to Jesus, the Messiah himself.
I mean, that's big bro. You feel me? That's big bro. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
I gotta make him proud. So yeah. But nah, man. Yeah, y'all should like watch the video and watch his interaction and listen to it, because like there's 2 different experiences in one, and that's pretty
really
dope.
is.
Like,
we are funny. I felt like this was funny, very entertaining. If you choose to watch, it would be really great.
Yeah, like she's like part-time comedian, and I'm just up here asking questions. That's all I do, guys. I just ask questions. I don't know what she's talking about earlier. I just ask questions.
He's kind of boring. I don't know how you guys listen to him like all the time. You should have me on here more often. I feel like I bring like the fun, you know?
Yeah, I would, but you hate on me too much, so I don't think that should be allowed.
I did reply. It took me a little bit to reply, though. I kind of left you hanging. I was like, he can wait. I had to get things in order first.
She got Hollywood on me, feel me? Like, I was trying to get the interview, and she was like, talk to my assistant. And the assistant took like 2 weeks to get back to me, so it's all good.
I don't make the rules, man. I don't make the rules.
You hit 1 game winner, and all of a sudden...
I was busy getting ice cream, man. Cream.
See how folks get, man. We talked about not getting too high and getting too up there. She obviously didn't learn that lesson. That was just a lot of lip service. But
yeah.
I don't even know if it's a good interview now, because you just like double backed on everything you said. So I don't know if that's
You need to cut
just
that.
like
edit. Flip.
I'm cutting everything out. Like, this is gonna be a 30-minute episode then, but that's funny. Yeah, so if you guys are watching this, y'all are seeing this for what it is, because it's a whole experience. That's all I'm gonna say. If you're listening, you're missing out just a little bit. Like, keep listening, listen to all the way to the end, but then come back and watch it, because she is something else. If you want to see more of her, follow her on social media. I'm gonna have her link below. Whatever it is, pretty sure Instagram. It's the main one. Is that right? Instagram.
Yeah, I'm not a TikToker. Twitter, X, or whatever it is now. Not much. I'm mainly on IG. So.
Got you. So if y'all want to like support her and win the line with her, tell her how she's been very rude to me this ending part of the episode, just feel free to do it. When you go watch her at the games, be like, yo, I heard and saw you on the BeBall Jones podcast, and I thought you were pretty rude to him. Besides that, you were pretty cool. And it was one
of the... just hear the last part that you said. All love, man. All love.
But nah, hit her up on IG. I have the link below. You can follow me on social media. I'm all over the place. It's at BeBall Jones. That's BeBall Jones. Instagram, Twitter /X. I had to transition in my brain of calling it X. I'm on Threads too. I post there a little bit. I do have TikTok. Matter of fact, just Google BeBall Jones and I'll pop up there somewhere. You'll find whatever you want to be on. I might be there. If I'm not there, you want me to be there, we'll discuss it. Just DM me, be like, yo, you're not on this platform. Be like, yo, probably the reason I'm not there because I haven't heard of it. But besides that, I'm there everywhere else. Subscribe on YouTube. Show some love on whatever platform you listen to this to. Like, follow along. That'd be appreciated. And then that's it. I plugged the clothing brand earlier. I'm proud of myself. I always forget to plug it, like, in this exchange.
Right. Good
So
job. That was beautiful. I didn't even notice that was your like marketing. Trust me. Probably got them too on the low.
It wasn't planned, but it fit in there. So I was like, hey, let's just plug it in. So if you missed it, just go back and rewind to that point and let's do it again. So, you know. But yeah, Progress on the go. Get a shirt. I don't have it on now. But I had the I had the podcast t-shirt going. All right, ignore that. She's lying because this is the podcast gear. So, but yeah, I appreciate y'all watching and listening. It means a lot. Thank you if you got to this point because I don't post like very short episodes. Everything's at least an hour, and you spent the hour with me. You feel me? Like you spent 73 minutes with me, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate you, Mason, coming on. It means a lot. You know, you done spent 73 minutes with me. You feel me? So that I appreciate that a lot. Any more gems you want to give before we get out of here?
That's it. Seriously. Love your neighbor. That's all I got.
Well, that's it, guys. Love your neighbor, and we love you guys. You feel me? You're a part of BeBall Jones family now. So appreciate you guys. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.